Hello and welcome to week 3 of the O.W.L.s Magical Readathon. It's now Wednesday, so I didn't vlog anything on Monday and Tuesday, but that's alright because I didn't do that much and I didn't read much either. I now have about half an hour of work left, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon just relaxing, which is nice. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to play The Sims. I'm going to write a blog post with a recipe for the muffins I made in my last vlog, and I am also going to read, because it is a readathon after all. I'm still reading Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I'm about 90 pages from the end. This is a 400-page book, and I'm secretly hoping to finish this book today, but I'm not sure if that's entirely possible because I haven't read 90 pages in a day of this book yet so far. But I always tend to speed up as I get nearer to the end, so who knows, maybe I will finish it. I'm reading this for Charms, for which the prompt is to read a book with a white cover because of the Lumos Maxima spell. So I'm reading 5 books for my career and for the additional seminar I'm doing, but I'll probably be reading a little more than that still this month. I'm currently listening to the audiobook of Love and Other Words, which I'm reading for Muggle Studies, the prompt for which is to read a contemporary book. I don't need that for any career, but I wanted to listen to an audiobook and this fit that prompt, so there you go. I'm about 45 minutes from finishing that, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't really want it to end just because I'm loving the book so much, which doesn't happen to me all that often. I'm usually quite eager to finish a book even though I'm loving it a lot, but with this story I just want it to keep going. Perhaps I'll finish it today, but probably not. I'm not putting any pressure on myself with it in any case. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick update, give this vlog its proper start, and I'm now going to finish working, and I'll see you later. Against all expectations, mostly my own, I managed to finish Good Omens yesterday evening. Like I said, I had 90 pages left, and I didn't expect I would be able to read all of those yesterday because I also wanted to write a blog post and do all kinds of other stuff. But what always happens when I read a book is that when I get near the end, I find a kind of turbo mode inside myself, and then I just keep reading until I finish it, and I usually manage to do so at a respectable hour still as well. I did end up going to bed a little later than I had hoped to, but it's alright because now I finished my book. I ended up giving this 3.5 out of 5 stars. Like I said in my last vlog, I was really enjoying this. It took me about 100 pages to really get into it, but then I was interested in finding out what happened next. But I did realize after reading this that I have very few thoughts on this book. I wasn't really invested in any of the characters, apart from maybe Crowley and Aziraphale, the demon and angel. They were cool, I didn't want bad things to happen to them, but all of the other characters were just enjoyable to read about, but nothing really more than that. And that's alright, I think. I wasn't really looking for that in this book. I'm not sure if it was even meant for that. That maybe sounds a little weird, but it was a wild ride. It's very absurd in places. I did enjoy the absurdism, but it did mean I viewed it all from a bit of a distance, I guess. I don't have any real opinions on the way the plot unfolds or the characters or anything. It was just an enjoyable book. I'm really looking forward to watching the Amazon Prime series, which is pretty much the sole reason I read this book now. I wasn't really excited to pick it up, but I want to watch the series. I think it will be really good. I think this is very well suited for a series as well. But yeah, it was fun. 3.5 stars. I don't think I'll be thinking about this a lot. Yeah, I don't have negative feelings about this book, but I don't have that many positive feelings either. It was just a fun read. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it in my bookcase now. I might even unhaul it at some point, and that will be that. But to get back to the whole owl thing now, this is the 3rd book I finished. This was for my charms exam, charms owl, to read a book with a white cover. So that means I now have 1 owl left to pass for my career for trader of magical tomes, and 1 owl left to pass for the magical shop management course I'm also taking. And those owls are Transfiguration and Arithmancy, and the books for those I still have left to read are Circe by Madeline Miller and Feminism for the 99%, a Manifesto by Cynthia Arutza, Tithi Bhattacharya and Nancy Fraser. I probably butchered those names, I'm very sorry. This one is for Arithmancy, for which the prompt is to read a book outside of your comfort zone, or outside of your favorite genre, I think it is, and this is non-fiction, it's a manifesto. I don't read that much non-fiction, so I figured this fit well. And the prompt for Transfiguration is to read a book that features shapeshifting, and I have been told that this features shapeshifting. And I'm very excited to read this because I've heard so many good things. So I'm excited that I can pick it up for this prompt, which was a bit hard to fill in because I don't think I own that many books that feature shapeshifters. So after work I'm going to start one of these 2 books. I'm not entirely sure yet which one it will be, but I think it will be Feminism for the 99%, because I'm really excited to read this one. So I think I'm going to let the anticipation build a little bit more and first get this one out of the way. I am excited to read this one as well, but because it's not my favorite genre, I just don't get really that excited about non-fiction. But this is fewer than 90 pages, so I'll be able to read this fairly quickly, I think, and then I can take my time with Circe. That seems like a good plan. I think I'm going to do that. I have to say I am on a bit of a roll today because I finished another book about an hour ago. After finishing work I did my workout. I have a cross trainer which I bought just mere weeks before the whole crisis broke out, so that was an excellent decision on my part. I didn't know about it, of course, but it's turned out to be very handy to have that thing in the house. And I usually listen to audiobooks while I am working out because I really hate exercising, and listening to a book makes it somehow worthwhile for me, even though taking good care of your body should also be a goal in itself, but for me it just isn't, apparently. So I listen to audiobooks, and I finished Love and Other Words while doing that. And for the majority of that book, like 3/4, maybe even more, I really thought that it was going to be a 5-star read for me. I was fully into the story. Just to quickly tell you about it, this is the love story between Macy and Elliot, told from Macy's perspective. It's divided between now and then, which is, I think, 11 years ago, 12, 13, 14 years ago. It spans a couple of years. And it tells the story of how Macy and Elliot met back then, 14 years ago, when they were still children, and how they became best friends and then turned into something more. And you know right from the start that they haven't seen each other for 11 years, so you know that something went wrong there. And as the book progresses, you find out what happened, and what happened in the meantime for both of them as well. And I really loved the story. It was very slow and soft and a slow burn, and it just kept me gripped the entire time. But towards the end, it just kind of got a little bit too dramatic for me. The dialogue became a bit too dramatic, or too melodramatic as well. A bit cliche maybe at times, I'm not really sure. So I ended up giving this 4 stars, which I think is still a pretty good rating. I might bump it up to 4.5 because I did really enjoy it. But yeah, 4 stars, something like that. And I read this for Muggle Studies, like I said earlier, I think. So yeah, I think that I'm going to start another audiobook, maybe today when I'm cooking, and I wanted to fit another one of the prompts because I just want to pass more owls and read books for that this month. And one of the prompts, which is for herbology, is to read a book that starts with an M, for Mimbulus Mimbletonia, I think it is. And I scrolled through my list of audiobooks on my audiobook app, and I found a few of them, but the one that I think I'm going to go for is My Sister, the Serial Killer. I don't really know anything about this book, except that so many people like it on BookTube and the book community in general. I don't think I've seen anything but good reviews for the book. I'm not sure who the author is. I think I just read it, but I've forgotten already. It's a very short audiobook. It's only 4.5 hours. So I'll be able to finish that this month easily. So I think I'm going to start that, and I hopefully will really like it. It's always fun during readathons that have prompts to see how your reading varies from what you would normally read. At least I always think that's interesting, because I always pick up books that I probably wouldn't have picked up in a regular month. My Sister the Serial Killer is a really good example of that, but also Heartburn, which was the first book I read this month, and I don't think I would have read These Witches Don't Burn, which I finished last week. I really like that aspect of readathons. Another book that I wouldn't have picked up this month otherwise is Feminism for the 99%, a manifesto. I just started reading this. I sat on the balcony for a few minutes reading the first few pages of this. I really wanted to read Circe first, but I figured I'd get this out of the way. But now that I've read the first few pages, I'm actually really interested in reading more, because this is really interesting. now Friday afternoon, my weekend has started, something I'm very happy about. After work I had some lunch with my boyfriend on the balcony, we went for a little walk. I actually wanted to buy a tripod at a store here in the neighborhood, but we got there and it turned out you had to make an appointment or you could wait, but it probably would have taken a long time. So we decided to go back home and I'll go again sometime next week. I'm glad they're taking precautions to keep everyone safe, so I'm fine with that. I just filmed a video. I filmed stay at home book tag. I have no idea when it will be up because I have another video to edit as well. And I have this vlog, of course, so who knows. And for the rest of the afternoon, I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to do. I might be doing some more Sims because, let's face it, that's all I'm doing lately. And I also want to do some more reading. I didn't do any more reading yesterday. I have no idea what I did do yesterday, but it wasn't reading. And I really want to read some more of Feminism for the 99% because it sounds really interesting, the first few pages that I did read. And I also want to get started in Circe when I finish Feminism for the 99%. But I do think I have to be a little bit focused to read that because it reads like an essay. Kind of is an essay, of course. So my brain has to be on to really grasp everything that is said. So yeah, hopefully I'll feel ready to read some more this afternoon, but we'll see. So it's Friday evening. My boyfriend is having his weekly online board game session with friends. So you'd think it's the perfect time to read some more Feminism for the 99%, but I could also rewatch The Princess Diaries. Yup. It's 12:30 on Saturday now. I've spent most of my morning sleeping in and then reading Feminism for the 99%. I'm not even halfway in yet. I have read about 30 pages, I think, but it's really interesting, so I have to reread passages or want to reread passages sometimes, and I'm highlighting stuff. I never highlight my books, but for some reason it feels different when it's something like this, an essay or a manifesto. And I really want to remember stuff because this is really good. I haven't really formed any coherent, interesting, intelligent thoughts on it yet. I just know I'm really into it. But it's also making me a little bit sad just because of the state of the world. This goes very deeply into capitalism and how sexism and gender violence is very deeply rooted in capitalism, and we need to get rid of capitalism to really change something when it comes to women's struggles, but also racial struggles, class struggles, social struggles in general. It's really broad in that sense. And I'm not sure if enjoying it is the right word, but it is really interesting. But I've decided I'm going to take a bit of a break now. I was starting to develop a bit of a headache. And I'm also thinking maybe I'll just read this a little more slowly and start Circe later today as well, just so I have a novel to read alongside this as well. But first I'm going to bake something. I really enjoyed baking last weekend, and I think I'm going to continue in the vein of easy baking a little bit longer. I know that it really helps me stay calm and relaxed, and it's not really about the end product at all. It's more about the process of baking and just having a little bit of time to do something with my hands, I guess. And I've been getting the impression that people are enjoying my easier recipes right now as well. My recipes are never really that difficult, but lately they've been of the half an hour variety, just throwing some ingredients together and getting something really delicious out of it, like brownies. And I'm going to make lemon blondies now. I've never made lemon blondies, but I love lemon. I love blondies. And I'm really hoping to get a delicious, tangy, fruity, but moist, gross word, result out of this. And I think it's going to be really tasty. Today is all about baking, it turns out, because it's now almost 6 o'clock and I'm about to bake a crumble for dinner, for dessert after dinner. We're not just eating crumble for dinner. My boyfriend bought a lot of blueberries yesterday at the supermarket because they were on sale. So now we have a lot of blueberries, which is great because I love blueberries and I love baking with them as well. And I figured I'd use one of these small casserole dishes I have. I got these for my birthday from a friend last year and I haven't used them yet, but I keep wanting to make a crumble or something similar with it because it's perfect for just 2 people and it's just the 2 of us right here during this lockdown. So it seems like a great time to make a crumble and also to put the recipe up on my blog because maybe more people are looking for fun desserts, great desserts for just 2 people. So I'm about to do that and then I'll probably continue straight on with making dinner. And we're going to watch a movie tonight. I found out yesterday that Booksmart is now on Amazon Prime. And I saw Booksmart last year, I think, and I absolutely loved it. I kind of wanted to watch it again right after finishing it. But now it's on Amazon Prime and I'm really excited to watch it. So that's the plan for tonight. I haven't vlogged anything today, but I haven't done that much either. I went on a little walk with my parents and my boyfriend, keeping our distance, and I cleaned the guinea pig cage, which is something that has to happen, and I didn't do much more. So I'm going to end this vlog here, so I still have plenty of time to edit it and upload it. I didn't finish any more books. I read most of Feminism for the 99%. It's really interesting. If you're into feminism and intersectional feminism, I'd really recommend giving this a go, but I'm going to talk about it in more detail in my next vlog, I think, because I need to let it simmer a bit and really form my opinions. So if you want to know more about that, be sure to watch my next vlog. And I have also started Circe by Madeline Miller. I started this yesterday evening and I only read about 10 pages, but I'm liking it so far. I like the writing style. I don't know much about Circe. I haven't read the Odyssey, so I'm interested to see where it goes. I know the general idea about Circe, but not much more. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about her in this book. I have very high expectations because everybody seems to love it, but hopefully this book will live up to it. So that's where I'm going to end this vlog. I only finished 1 book this week, but I read quite a bit, so That's fine. I hope your reading is going well as well. If you're doing the O.W.L.s, please let me know what exams you have passed already, if you're liking the books, if you're liking the readathon. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more of me. And I will see you next week, hopefully. Bye!